Alphabet Runner Games was published in 2021 by Alphabet Runner Games. It was designed by Rasib Khan. Alphabet Runner Games provided this in exchange for an honest review. 3 games are included, and I'll just give a quick rundown of 2 of them before I go deeper into the third. In pairs, flip cards face up one at a time in order to reveal a match. If you find a pair, take the cards. If you don't, flip them face down again. Solo players continue until all the cards are gone. If playing with others, the winner has the most pairs. In Snap, players flip the top card of their deck face up. If your card matches another's, yell Snap to win that opponent's pile. These cards go face down to the bottom of your deck. If the 2 call Snap at the same time, their piles are combined and set off to the side. Now players will need to keep an eye not only on each other's piles, but to the pot as well. If you match the top card on the pot, take it. Same rules apply. The winner of all the cards wins the game. In Max Rush, play cards in order to make words using letters from your played card, plus those in the central pool. Depending on the game level, you'll be limited to words of a certain length. Note that each card repeats their letters, and A and Z only have themselves on their cards. In this example, successful would work in terms of length, but you only have the 2 S's to work with. However, see the Z? Once you hit level 3, Z's can also be wild letters. Remember that important rule if you want to be successful at this game. After you spell a word, cover any of the central cards with your letter. That's pretty much the game. You can play it solo to challenge yourself or play it multiplayer. I'll talk more about that later. In a multiplayer game, the level's winner is the first to empty their hand. Find pairs in pairs, quickly spot matches in Step, and spell words to empty your hand in Max Rush. That's Alphabet Runner Games. Our games of Alphabet Runner Games, including Setup and Takedown, have been around 25 minutes. Pairs' length depends on the player's memory. Snap can go on for a while depending on how things go, especially if you play with more than 2 people. Max Rush can be shorter if you break sessions into single levels. Max Rush can need a surprising amount of table space in the later levels, but you could squeeze this onto 2 by 3 foot tables. Young players could use these as flashcards to learn their letters and later practice spelling. By 5, many kids will be able to play pairs. Snap is more accessible than Max Rush, being a matching game and all, but the speed element could trip up players regardless of age. By 6, many kids will be able to start playing Max Rush. Alphabet Runner Games cards are a bit flimsier than quality playing cards, but similar to those in your average board game. I couldn't figure out why numbers are in the corners, but at least the letters stand out easily no matter where you sit at the table. They are friendly to colorblind people, but colors don't play a role in this game. The original rule sheet was very confusing and laid out in a weird order. We were provided a second one and told it is the one included in the final edition. If true, it's a massive improvement in terms of layout, and is at least clearer, although it still needs polish. Pairs doesn't need a rules reference, and if you get tripped up in Snap, Bicycle Cards website has you covered. Don't expect a lot of tough decisions in this game. In Max Rush, you're limited to your shrinking hand, plus the changing cards in the center. If you can't spell a word, draw one from the deck and hope it helps. This could be a frustrating game if players have uneven language skills. If someone struggles with spelling or doesn't have a large vocabulary, you might grow uncomfortable if you realize others are always waiting for you. Same goes for those always waiting on slower players. Don't even try at higher levels with players like this. As with any card game, this is highly luck dependent. I suppose that makes this replayable. I'm glad that Z is wild in later levels. Speaking of letters, I do like that you have 2 of each per card. All our games are with 2 or 3 players, and even that dragged. I don't think you should ever play this with more than 2 players. Alphabet Runner has a free solo version of Max Rush on their website. This is cool, but seeing as it's the only unique game in this set, it's a bold decision. I also found it a bit funny that, being a game about spelling, they spelled anonymous wrong, where you put in your player name. One interesting thing I noticed in Max Rush is that we were nasty in the lower levels, trying to cover useful letters to force others into drawing a card. In the higher levels, we were significantly kinder, both to help each other, but also ourselves for future turns. Alphabet Runner Games includes 3 card games, including 2 matchmaking classics and a unique spelling game that can be tried for free on their website. When I was contacted, I was really looking forward to what I thought could be a great learning tool in classrooms. The awkward rules and limitations might prove clunky for younger grades who'd be better off sticking to flashcards. And honestly, everyone else should stick with the many great titles in the market if they want a spelling board game. Paperback and hardback, despite some rough edges in their rules as well, are brilliant. We enjoyed word domination, my dad's a big fan, and there's composition, letter jam, and old school classics like Scrabble, Boggle, Bananagrams, and more. I get what they were going for here. I really do. But seeing what else is out there means this already had it tough. Add the price, around 20 bucks Canadian before shipping from the UK, and I can't recommend this to gamers, families, or even classrooms.